Wow. I wrote the show sheet right here, though. This is more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. This is your Wednesday night conversation. This is Let's Have a Fefe. I believe this is episode 21.
I believe so. And you know that we've been doing this for over 7 years. Apparently people seem to think we're new.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, hi. We're not new. We've been doing this now for,
before y'all were in lockdown and quarantine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's such a thing as back pay, like if anybody wants to like throw us some tips for the like 7 years we've been doing this, that would be great.
I'm just gonna leave that right there. Let me finish what I.
There you go.
You know.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, it's 7 years we've been doing this.
We did our
so you know, if y'all wanna catch up,
drop some coin.
That would be great. I mean, I wouldn't. You know, it's totally fine.
I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if I see like a couple fives.
Right. So some tens in there.
20s.
You know, my stepdad may have been canceled, but it's still gonna be happening at some point. So
duly funded. Okay. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Be sure to share this episode with all of your friends and people that don't understand what this is.
And people you may be quarantined with. Make it a watch party.
Yeah. I mean, share. Oh, yeah, you could do watch parties on Facebook.
Right? See, you could watch party, right?
Oh, wow.
We've been providing, you know, quality quarantine entertainment since 2012?
Yes.
Yes. Look at that.
Wow. Here I am thinking I'm ahead of my time.
Oh my God. We are brought to you by Wigs of a Kind and the Burly Barber. Both of us are actually wearing Wigs of a Kind wigs this evening. I don't know if you guys can see. We're really far away.
I'm comfortable.
I've got my mohawk happening. Yeah.
I'm comfortable.
And the Burly Barber, for now, is still open.
Mm-hmm.
They are putting down some restrictions, and they have some guidelines and stuff.
Like 30 minutes between appointments.
Right.
Back, you know.
So they can clean and everything. They are not doing straight razor anything at this point. They're not doing beard trims. I am going on Friday, so they're going to clean this up as best they can. I can't get my straight razor fade. No, not that. It's what's under the wig. I can't get my straight razor fade, but they will do the best they can. It's fine.
Oh, I guess it's a little slow.
You want to put the chat here? I can't see that.
Oh, I haven't gotten that far. But Eddie Omega said, "Where did y'all go?" And
we didn't go.
What I wanted to say is, I was putting up our PayPal because can I just do this? I'm gonna be the person that brings the elephant out in the room.
Just do it.
Because we weren't originally gonna do a show this week because I need to recover. But at the same time, I was like, wait a minute. We all go on quarantine. Some places shutting down quicker than you can spit at. And people are like, oh, well, I'm going to do a live and I'm going to do a talk show. I'm like...
And people are like, let me give you money to do this.
And I was like,
whoa,
wait.
Hold on.
Not that I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. I was like the veteran that was like sitting back, that was like...
Hold up.
I was like, hold on. I was like, wait, nobody even logs onto our Patreon. Right. Nobody says, can I send you a couple bucks for your production? Right. I was like, okay, there is no time like the present.
Speaking of presents, if you would like to present us,
should I switch it back?
Switch it back. There you go. Oh!
I mean, it looks like we're gonna have a telethon for ourselves.
See how long we can stay on.
I mean,
I'm off for the next 2 weeks.
We get donations. If we get donations, I will stay on longer.
Oh my God. I'm still taking my PTO.
So $1 a minute. $1 a minute.
We could totally. I'll just do a telethon.
I'll be here until midnight. I don't have to work. I'm still on medical.
I do have to work, but I will stick it out. God damn it!
I mean, watch me. We got computers. We can log you in.
And there's all sorts of things we could do.
I mean, we can set up a VPN for you. It's great. It's great. Anyway.
Oh.
Kimberly Ashley, where did you go?
We're not. Oh my God.
So can you not hear us?
No, they can hear us. They get confused every time you put up the graphic.
Oh, I was just putting it up there in case she wanted to, put it into the PayPal.
It's every time you put up the graphic, they just get confused.
They're like, why do you want money?
Oh, yeah.
I saw somebody get tipped $10 on their live.
Right?
I've been doing this for 8 motherfucking
8 years. 8 years.
Where the hell?
8 years. It's cool.
It's okay. It's all right. I see where my value lies with you. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Are you sure you're not looking so good?
It's
the virus.
It's the virus.
It's
oh
the
my
virus.
gosh. So
how's everybody hanging in there?
I did do a couple. There were some people that
so I could see easier.
That were a little like in their statuses. It was a little perturbing. Like I was like, ooh.
There are some folks that are kind of pandering to like the whole fear-mongering thing. I'm not.
So
particular like if you're gonna post a status every 5 minutes every time somebody dies, like what's the point? You're not helping.
Your notary
anything.
Business has picked up. That's good. Yes. Oh, maybe we should make next week's episode like small businesses.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, like why? There's no reason to.
I just want to make
contribute to the fear mongering.
One of the people that I was talking to today doesn't live here, but yes, Anita to go box one day at a time, but was saying that she can't go outside or go anywhere. And I'm like, the door, walk down the street, walk back, and come back in when you're ready. Because you can still leave your house. We're not in like any.
We're not in quarantine. So the people that keep using the word quarantine, we're not quarantined. Italy is quarantined.
What we're doing is like a safe sheltering. I heard that term. It's self-sheltering.
Right.
That's what it was.
It's self-sheltering, correct.
What we're doing is self-sheltering because the administration wants us to cut back on
the amount of interaction with people that we have, especially in larger groups.
Because we are social beings, no matter what country you're from, we are social beings. That's how diseases spread quickly.
It's what,
right?
And there are multiple websites out there that show how, if in a crowd, if one person is contaminated, how it spreads.
Josh, I'm not making fun of the person, but why is it not loading on this one? It's so slow.
So it's
close all these windows.
The thing is that we are not fully quarantined. In Phoenix, as in many other larger cities, bars have been shut down. Restaurants are only open for delivery or takeout. And I've seen people get very angry at the fact that the bars aren't open because people are out of work. But okay, here's the thing: is that especially with our community, how many people do you know that are at high risk? How many people do you know with compromised immune systems?
Mm-hmm.
A lot. So instead of bitching that the bars are closed, even if the ones that are bitching aren't the ones that actually work at the bars. They're the ones that just frequent the bars. So if you're one of the ones bitching that the bar is closed, you need to look at the bigger picture because you may not have a compromised immune system, but somebody you come in contact with may have been exposed to the virus. You don't know, they don't know, but you take it home and you go to somewhere else and you go to somewhere else and you go to somewhere else. How many of you have friends that are HIV positive, that have cancer, that have asthma? These are people that are at very high risk.
Me.
So what they're saying is
recent surgeries, asthma.
Like
just give me one more.
And you're just staying home. Like you're not going out and partying.
Yes, and lucky for me, for years I've asked for this, but because of self-sheltering, my employer is looking for ways to send everybody home with like laptops and things.
Which is funny because there's no way your job could possibly be done at home.
Which is really funny because I have asked for years, and I've asked for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
A, if I could get a raise, but B, if I could work from home some days, because it would be so beneficial to me if I could just stay where I am. Because some days I don't need to. I go from one location
Literally, there's like,
and sit down
right.
in another location. That's what I do.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
Like, there's literally no reason for, like...
Luckily, I don't have diabetes yet.
Thankfully...
That does run in my family, though.
Thankfully, for me, it's pretty much just business as usual, because I'm a hermit, I live alone, and I work from home anyway. So, nothing's really changed for me that much, which is good. Although, it is going to be tricky on the rare occasion that I do actually crave interaction. My weekly coffees with the Phoenix Boys of Leather are no longer happening. And
I'm sorry, I can't see, and my Facebook is not loading.
Like those aren't happening anymore, and those were like a good thing for me to be around people, and so it's gonna be a little bit tricky for me, especially since I live alone. I don't have the option of having.
Well, you're more than welcome to come over here as long as you're not diseased.
But I'm not diseased. Thanks, Felicia.
Oh, also, I know that the virus is going around. I know. Agent Orange sent out a tweet that basically racially
Oh my
profiles people of Asian
Fucking
descent.
awful.
And please don't go around saying that you have the Kung flu.
Seriously. Let's not be racist.
Or
twats,
don't call it
shall
the
we?
Chinese flu. either.
Like, it's not...
Just
like,
because it
come
started,
on.
just because the origin may seem that it came from that area.
There's plenty of things that started, like, with the Western world. Like, oh, I don't know. What did we bring over here? We brought smallpox. We brought, like, all these other things. You know, it's like, don't be racist fucks, okay?
Yeah.
Just call it what it is. Don't be... Thanks, Scotty. You know, don't be fucking racist. Like, just don't. And
today in the press conference, he said he didn't think he was racist.
Of course not. He doesn't think
He said
anything.
he said it's not racist.
God.
That's where it came from. I'm like, oh. Which leads me, you need to watch the 100 Humans on Netflix.
I will put that on my list.
A lot of the things that we talk about is what they're scientifically proven on this. Not this show. Well, that would be interesting. We should do science experiments. But I have watched a lot of TV this weekend.
I've been working my way through like my third time watching Deep Space Nine because I'm still working.
I haven't started on Star Trek yet.
So it's one of those things
But if I work from
where
home,
I'm
my
like,
god, it's going to be.
These are like the
beat.
Star Treks and things are what I usually put on when I'm trying to. I need something to.
Oh, those would
so I don't have to think about it. So
hopefully my employer's not watching.
So I thought it would be fun because you know.
Where can we donate to y'all? Oh, hold on, just a minute.
Hold on.
There you go.
There you go.
Look, we'll wait for you.
We'll just put that on there. So I thought it would be fun just for shits and giggles because why not? This was kind of an impromptu episode because we weren't planning on it. You were still recovering, and I was almost supposed to be out of town.
Yeah, you're supposed to leave.
I was supposed to leave.
So what I told
next Wednesday.
One of my coworkers is that I can't take time off because the world decides to end when I take time off.
Thanks, Felicia. It's all your fault.
I never take any time off, and now look.
All of this shit. So I thought it would be fun. I was at a very small game night last night with a couple of people, and we played a game.
No more than 10.
No, there weren't. There were actually 6.
Oh, gosh.
And I made sure I came home and like bathed in bleach. We're fine. And I played this game, and I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but it was a fucking riot. My teammate was terrible, and we lost.
I may lose this.
So, but that's okay.
Not
So
bad.
we're gonna play. I was not good at it either. It's alright.
Are we gonna do this first, or are we gonna do the food thing?
Oh, whatever.
Let's do this first.
Okay. So it's a game called Heads Up. So what's gonna happen is I think we should do like pop culture because I'm terrible at pop culture.
Oh.
And the way this works.
But I can see the screen. I guess I can't look at the screen.
Well, no. What you have to do is okay. So if I'm gonna do it, so if I'm
you
the person,
face away.
so if we'll find the person that's guessing. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the category and I'm
so
gonna
you
hold
won't
it
see
here,
it.
so I won't see it.
They
And
won't
I
see
won't-
it either?
If I go like this, I can't see it, but they might be able to. So then, whatever's there, you have to try and describe it to me so that I can guess it. And then if I get it right, I flip it.
For those that asked, my surgery went well.
Okay. You gonna try? You ready?
I love that my family is very loud.
Right.
This is why we have
Thanks,
it
y'all.
That's why we have it in that room. So you don't hear it. Oh, do we gotta do the ads first?
Face on forehead.
Other way. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Very controversial. Just got told for life on Twitter. It's just a disease. Do you pass?
I pass.
It was Vanessa Hutchins. I don't know who that is. Pass. I don't know how to. A musician, a black musician.
Oh, that was the town. What kind of music? What kind of music?
R&B. No, I can't.
John Legend.
No, it's a female.
Aretha
Newer.
Franklin.
No, newer. You don't.
Lizzo.
You don't know this person. You might know this person. Pass.
Who was it?
SZA? SZA? S-Z-A?
I got nothing.
No, you don't know that one. I don't know that one either. Will and Grace.
Fuck!
That's the only one I knew, really.
Wow.
I am
Vanessa
terrible.
Hudgens. Who the fuck is Roddy Rich?
I don't know that name.
The Hunt. Sean Hayes. I got nothing. That would have. I got nothing.
She sings R&B.
All right, you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, place it on your forehead.
This way?
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I have no idea who the fuck that is. Flip it up. She had a song. I Like Candy.
Mandy Moore.
Yes. No. Oh,
Oh,
shit, no,
damn.
no. This was one of the ones I didn't get on the last one.
SZA?
No.
The Hunt?
Yes. Down. Mom Spaghetti. Shirt. Lose Yourself. He's a rapper. He's white.
Eminem.
Yes. Oh God. Okay, so if you can't see, you are
Blind.
okay, and it's a saying. It's
Blind Heart? Blind Love?
It is.
Broken Heart?
No. You got this right. If you can't see,
Blind.
you are right. It's a saying.
Love is Blind.
Yes. It's a new single. All the gays are all about it.
Ooh, that's very.
I
Which one?
So I don't know who the fuck Jenna Dewan
I
is.
don't remember the name.
Mandy Moore, you got right. but you
Oh,
just-
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Stupid
You
love.
got Mandy Moore right. You just flipped it the wrong way.
So I got 4. Wow.
Pop culture is terrible. I think we should try. Oh no, wait, I didn't want that one. No. Go back.
It won't let me onto the live. That's weird. Is this it?
Shit.
Expand. They're talking to my granddaughter. That's.
Yeah. Should we try a different category?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see what we got. We have.
Hello, y'all. There's a lot of people that just joined. Hello.
Hey, buddy. We are currently playing Heads Up because why not? You can get it on your phone if you want. It's an app. It's.
What I'm gonna post tomorrow, maybe tonight, tomorrow or tonight, is that a lot of libraries, anyway, are posting books that you can read for free off of their website.
Yeah, they're doing all sorts of fun stuff. Like, zoos are doing virtual tours. A lot of museums are doing virtual tours. Libraries are setting up things where you can rent books for free. Okay, so we have...
This could be fun.
Act it out. You can't move.
Oh, well, I could sit.
Oh, God. Okay. Shit.
Put it up to you. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, hell. All right.
It's time.
Time to mime.
Oh, jeez, I can't say anything.
No.
So it's like charades.
Charades.
Okay.
Fuck.
Here we go.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not.
We're so
quiet.
screwed. We're so screwed. Basketball. Explosion. Bang. Poppers. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Throwing. I got nothing. Running. Safe. Baseball. What are you doing? I'm passing. Dancing? Ice skating.
Mm-hmm.
Dying. Dead. Death. Poison. Flute? Hey, you did that better than Coco Margot. Ripping. Waxing. Wax. Rip. Strip. Waxing strip. Match. Explosion. Boom. Bang. Little boom. What the fuck are you doing?
Defusing a bomb.
Touchdown. Oh,
Football. Touchdown.
I thought this was touchdown.
I can do that. Well, then that would have gave it away.
That's what you're supposed. This is baseball. This is safe.
No, I threw the ball down and I did like a little dance.
Is that always?
I can't dance because if I move my butt, you're gonna have choice words coming out of my mouth.
I didn't realize that's what that was supposed to be.
And some people invited their children on here.
That's fascinating.
I'm not sure if that's okay.
Well, do not put our waiver. It's fine.
This is rated PG-R.
We're NC-17. It's fine. So, let me go back to the post. Where is that post? The food.
So, for those that don't know, Freddie posted last night about if we were looking for ideas for the show because yesterday I was a bitter queen and was like, we're going to do a show. And somebody suggested as one of the ideas is that we do pantry meals. That's what I'll call them.
There you go. Pantry meals. There you go.
Like if that's the only thing in your house, what do you make? Like what is in your cupboard? Somebody posted one.
Nicole did,
and then somebody posted another, and then decided to give us the answers.
Right, that was Becca Baum, who just didn't understand the assignment.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
So Nicole, who we recently did the whole wedding for her and her spouse, Dominic Von Strapp, gave us this list of stuff that they have. They have organic applesauce, black beans, canned tuna, peanut butter, chicken stock, 2 lemons, pineapple, 2 limes. That's so awkward. A package of super greens pasta.
2 limes?
2 limes. Except they only have 1 lime. A jar of pimento stuffed olives, chocolate protein powder, Rotel diced tomatoes, dill pickle relish, gluten-free flour, and they also have large sea scallops. So strange.
They're talking to the baby through the phone.
Aha. Gotcha. So my idea was to do a lovely sort of a seafood scallop and pasta. So what I was gonna say, because you don't have to use everything. So based on what they have, what I would do is I would sear the scallops.
Mia, I wish you guys could see me closer. I do not just have a white face with nothing going on.
Well, we're throwing it back to Felicia's original highlight color.
Don't I look beautiful? Maybe it wasn't just a terrible teammate.
Listen.
Wow.
Listen. Okay.
Wow.
Listen.
Deep.
My teammate was not ideal.
Why are you so strong?
Not ideal. She's biased.
That's so strong.
I did just fine on the other games when all I was doing was playing against myself. So let's.
Oh, was that?
I'm just saying.
Oh.
Just saying. You know. In fact, I won the other one, and you know. So when I'm by myself, so I'm just saying.
Tuna. I can't read that.
I don't know.
It doesn't refresh on here for whatever reason.
All right. So
Tuna,
what I was going to
croquettes. Is that how you read that?
I think so. I can't really see from there.
C-R.
Yeah, that's croquettes. Yeah. So what I was gonna suggest for them is to do a scallop and pasta. So what I would do is I would sear the scallops with a little bit of lemon juice.
Oh wow! No, it's telling me I can't invite people to my.
And did you break? Oh, great! Now we broke it.
That's okay. We're still on. That's fine.
So sear the sea scallops in some butter with some lemon juice on there.
Because you have limes.
They only have one lime.
Oh, lemons.
They have lemons. That's what I would say. You only need like half a lemon. Squeeze some lemon juice on there. And then with the pasta, what I would do is I would actually make a sauce. Use some of the chicken stock. Use some of the diced tomatoes.
Don't steal my idea. That's what I was going to say. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading yours. Because that's what I came up with.
So make just a light sauce. Like it doesn't have to be super heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But make a light sauce with a little bit of the chicken stock, some of the diced tomatoes. If you want a little bit of kick, you could actually chop up some of the pimento stuffed olives. I don't care for olives much at all.
I don't like it.
But if you like olives and if
black
you like the pimento olives, if you want to give it a little bit of a kick, you could totally dice up.
Oh, now she only has one lemon. Someone ate it.
No, you'll only need one, so you'll be all right.
Wow.
Damn it. So dice up some of the pimento stuffed olives you can put in there, and make a very, very light sauce. You could throw a little bit of butter in there if you wanted to make it make it a little richer. Not the whole stick of butter. You can do a little bit. You give it a little bit of richness, and then cook your pasta. Toss the pasta and in the sauce, and then just throw your seared scallops, the lemon juice on top, and boom, there you go. Super easy,
I'm gonna put
very light, and still pretty damn healthy too. Like I made butter chicken for myself tonight.
The hell?
It's Indian.
The hell? You didn't.
I ate it. Listen. I only had. It's portioning. I made with only one breast. I made with one and one like a half.
You can't split the breast. Do you hear my family? It's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was gonna say what Mia said is tuna burgers by adding the black beans because that's something I would do. You know, I'm a white woman.
See, I don't like tuna, so I would have.
You don't.
I love like fresh tuna, like
grandma.
New. They apparently think it's new as well. We've never done this before. Hi, welcome to the very first
I'm
episode.
opening this jacket.
Oh.
I'm hot. Ooh. I mean, what could go wrong? You want our PayPal thing? I'm taking clothes off. Just kidding.
Are we starting an OnlyFans now? Is that what we're doing?
I do have a drag for fans. I don't know what to put on it.
I haven't really put anything on it. I haven't had a chance.
Just like our Patreon. I haven't done anything. But I got time now.
Right? I'm off for the next 2 weeks. Maybe you'll see all sorts of content coming from me.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did? Okay. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
And then, did you take the agreements away? I gotta look it up.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you would be prepared. Okay, so, applesauce, black beans, canned tuna, peanut butter, chicken stock, lemons.
So, the gluten-free powder, is the protein powder gluten-free as well?
I would assume so, because they're mostly a gluten-free house.
Like you can make pancakes with that?
Right, you could do, if you were to do gluten-free flour with the chocolate protein powder.
And the peanut butter.
And so if you like
want
I don't care about
because somebody doesn't like peanut butter.
I don't care for peanut butter. But I know you're trying to ration the eggs, but if you wanted to use the eggs, you could use the eggs with
She says it is. Yes.
with your gluten-free flour and your chocolate protein powder, and you could make relatively healthy, protein-packed, gluten-free chocolate pancakes.
Oh, you're gonna. Dive in, huh?
We're gonna go see the baby and then need formula stuff. I don't know
Okay.
how
So
to
you're
use it.
You're
selling the
diving in?
TV for formula?
No. Okay.
I mean, this is the one that.
I know. All our stuff is gluten free. Okay, you just leave it.
So there you go. There's a whole bunch of stuff you could do. There's pancakes, tuna burgers, which I will not eat. My pasta, which I think sounds delicious. Personally, I think. That's
I mean,
what
but
would
you don't share. Apparently, you
I'm not going to make excess because you have to.
You're coming over
rationing,
here.
then-
Oh, because you don't know when you'll be able to get to the stores.
This is true. I mean, I'm just waiting for ration cards, which would
We're gonna start selling bombs.
Actually, what's really funny, just sort of an aside note here. So, I was actually named after my grandmothers, both my maternal and my paternal grandmothers. And my paternal grandmother and my grandfather were in Chicago during the Great Depression. My father was born in 1937. So, in going through a bunch of random stuff that my dad had in the basement, this was years ago. Years, like we're talking.
He didn't just go to his dad's house.
I don't know. We're talking like 15, 20 years ago at this point now. I remember going through a bunch of stuff that my dad had from his parents from that era, and it threw me for a second because I'm looking at stuff and there's ration cards with my name on it.
Oh my god.
It's a little trippy. Like it's a weird, because it's not me, but because I was named after my grandmother, it's the same first name and it's the same last name. So there are ration cards with my name on it. There's also a gravestone
with
my name on it, which is, mind you, it is not currently my name. It is the name I was born with.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that would be weird.
No, not the name I would currently have.
I was like, why would you pick a name
No.
that you know is gonna be on a gravestone?
Yeah, but so technically there's ration cards that are out there with my name on it still. Yeah.
What's going on here? I just didn't realize that this was gonna happen. Because apparently we have family outings when I'm not available. That just happened. Did you just see that just happen? Nobody said we're... Look.
It's cool.
Anybody want to come be my family, I guess? I don't know.
I'll be here. I can live here now. I'll go get my animals.
Oh, well, Bruce loves it here.
Bruce does love it here.
Sparky can't see.
No, but he loves it.
Oh, this is
here.
Max. Max will wait here by the door until they come back.
And then we'll bark at everybody because he's never seen them before.
He barks at me. He barks at Scott. He barks at Emmy.
He's stopped barking at me for the most part.
He barks at everyone when they first come in.
He didn't bark at me tonight.
Oh.
In fact, he followed me into the kitchen.
Oh.
I know. Max is starting to get used to me. Go figure. I know.
But when you first come in after not being here, I think his initial reaction.
He had short-term memory. My cat.
Who are you? And then he's like, you look familiar.
I feel like I might know you from somewhere.
Yes.
Where do I know you from?
You look like those people that were in there, but they left. Oh,
right.
I feel like he has those moments.
Yeah.
What else?
So if anybody else wants to send us their stuff in their pantry, I will happily put
Becca
together
Bomb
some fun
sent
stuff
us
for
a list and then proceeded to
you. To tell us what to do. See, my whole thing though is that I can't make a whole bunch of pasta and then keep reusing it like that. The one thing I hate is leftover pasta.
Why?
I don't like the way it reheats. Like it's especially
even on the stove.
Even on the stove, because you have to pan fry it, which means that you can't really cook it all the way because the more you cook it, the softer it's gonna get. So it's just I don't know. It's weird.
I think it's a timing thing.
I don't know. I don't really.
I think it's a timing thing, and I feel like Nicole is the only one that's talking to us. Oh, Justine, Puppers. Yes, that's Max.
I was gonna say poppers. What? No.
No, not Poppers here.
Check our OnlyFans later, though. You never know.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. Poppers give me a headache.
Oh, me too.
Like they do. Like legitimately. Like they.
When I was younger, I could not stand.
I've never seen.
I tried it, and then even when I stopped trying it, and other people did it, it's still like linger.
For me, I've never understood the appeal because like I remember trying it just a couple times. I was like, oh god, like my head hurt. It was not fun. So, in other news, for those of you that might not have caught it, my step down was supposed to be on the 31st in Dallas. That has since been canceled.
I like to say it's postponed.
Well, the problem is that because things have kind of been shut down sort of indefinitely, like there's no time frame. It has been postponed, but the problem is we don't know when it's going to be back up and running.
I like to say things are postponed until a later date.
Because not only because they just canceled or they just postponed, I believe, Miss Gay US of A and Miss Gay US of A Classic. Prelims are being canceled all over the place. And so the problem is that when things are going to start coming back up, S4 in the Rose Room is like their schedule's already booked basically throughout the year. So when
they get
this gets situated, trying to find a venue again is going to be a little bit tricky. So I could hold this title for the next 6 weeks. I could hold this title for the next 6 months.
It would be the first time I've held titles for a long time.
It wouldn't have been. Or I could very well hold this title for the next year. It all depends on what happens. And
or maybe they find another venue.
Like I said, it all depends on what happens.
Justine.
And
Justine. Ramen, black beans, eggs, garbanzo beans, green beans, corn, canned diced tomatoes, spam. Ooh, this sounds like I feel like you could just put most of these
I got you.
in ramen.
Okay, you can pretty much. So I'm gonna work with stuff that I like because I'm not gonna make something that I think is shit. So if there's food that I'm not gonna eat, I won't eat it. So what I would do, and I have done, is I'm going to assume that these people have seasonings because I'm going to assume that people have seasonings. And okay, so just an aside. You know how it's all the white people buying shit in the stores because everything with flavor is still fucking there. Just saying. So
I went to the store and you know how you go down the ethnic aisle as they market. You go down the
ethnic foods.
Yeah. You walk down there and all that stuff is still there.
Yep. Everything with flavor. Go get yourself some like oyster sauce or some
I'm like
soy sauce. Go get some fish sauce.
I'm fine.
Right. So what I would do.
Justine has all of the seasonings.
So I like to change it up sometimes, and with my ramen, I will actually stir fry it. As opposed to like making a soup.
Do you boil then stir fry it, or do you just stir fry it?
Well, what I will do, depending on what I feel like doing, is if you can get a shallow like a skillet or a wok, and you can put a little bit of water in there and throw your noodles in so they soften just a little bit.
Do you throw a little water in there?
Throw a little bit of water in there, and you're gonna saute it. You can throw
I wish we
in.
were doing this right now.
I would throw in your spam because I actually like spam for the most part, and it gives a really good set of salty flavor. So I would dice up your spam, throw some spam.
Don't give out all the secrets, Justine. Don't give out all the secrets. The Asian store is full of
secrets. I know. Just not going to give my shit.
Because white people are afraid to go there.
So dice up your spam. Throw the spam in there. You're still sautéing. Use the flavor packet that came with the ramen. You can throw that in there. If you have things like, I'm a fan of putting things in like soy sauce, a little bit of soy sauce. If you have sesame oil,
throw a little bit too much.
No. It's to give it if you're using
how people be.
Oh, I know. If you're using spam, maybe not a lot of soy sauce. I like using, if you have sesame oil, I suggest using a little bit of sesame, like a very little bit amount of sesame oil. If you have things like ketchup mayonnaise or sweet soy sauce, you could throw a little bit of that in there. Oyster sauce is really good too. Any vegetables that you have, green beans would work really well. Or if you have bok choy or even kale or something like that, spinach, throw that in there and, stir fry that all up. If you want to add a little bit of extra protein, you could throw the egg in there as well. You could hard boil it and then slice it and chop it up, or even soft boil it. Or even if you wanted to, you could fry it, either do over easy or sunny side up, And then when you have the noodles and you put the egg on top, when you cut into it, if you like the runny yolk, that'll mix in there as well. I'm just saying. So there's some fun stuff that you could do with that. What else do you have? You've got
The diced tomatoes. Don't put that in there.
I wouldn't put the diced tomatoes in there. Definitely
Don't.
not.
You could do the pineapple.
You could do.
But I would do it like as a side.
You could do a fun, almost like a pasta salad, like a Southwest pasta salad, with the beans, the corn,
Which ones?
the
Garbanzos?
probably the
or the black beans.
Probably, I would say black beans. If you do black beans,
Or she also has green beans.
corn.
I guess I'm gonna be making ramen later. Yes.
hash
Make sure you when you do that, make sure you
take a picture of it. Tag us. Let us know how it goes.
Good night, Nicole.
Night, Nicole.
I know you can't stay up late. Thanks for hanging around.
So black beans, the diced tomatoes, the green chilies, and the corn with some pasta, with some seasonings and stuff. Throw some garlic in there. Throw some chili if you've got some cayenne. If you've got some ancho chili, or chipotle powder, anything like that. Throw that in there. That could be a fun like Southwest pasta salad type of thing.
We should be releasing these on our Patreon.
Right.
Or send us money on PayPal. We'll just go.
Do you want to put that up? Put the graphic back up.
Send money on PayPal.
If you use any of our recipes that we are giving you, please feel free to send us a few bucks on PayPal.
I should check my email to see if anybody's actually done that.
I'd be shocked if they did.
I don't know. Somebody sent me $15 the other day.
Do I need to put my Cash App up?
I mean, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
Lord. Alright,
No.
I'm going to put our thing back up, but people are going to be asking where the hell we are again.
We left. We're
Even
back.
though they can still hear us. There we go.
And I don't know what's wrong with my internet. It keeps diving. But even though there's nobody here.
There's nobody here. It's because you have CenturyLink still.
Well, they're not going to try. Well, good news is nobody's shutting on anything off.
And that's as it should be. I mean, let's be real. People are out of work and, you know.
Though I do have one bill that's unpaid and they keep calling and I'm like, do you not know what's going on?
Right. Are you in a hole?
Do you not know?
I actually have a few of my merch shirts on me, like in hand. If anybody wants to buy a shirt, I still have those. If anybody would like,
He's
would
gonna
like
risk his life and bring it to you.
or I would go to the post office and fucking mail
And
it.
risk his life and send it to you. It sounds so.
Yes, I will. That's what I'm gonna do. Is I will risk my life for you to have one of my shirts.
So that the zombies don't get him.
I mean, you know, I don't have to drive to the post office with like a baseball bat and shit and just.
I mean, am I the only one? No? Just my neighborhood. What else
I've been
is
waiting
going
for
on?
my big gay like Mario Kart thing, but so far nobody's been online at the same time.
Oh,
I'm waiting for
okay.
it.
I was like, you can't have people in the same place at the same time.
No, you don't have to. You can be online and play Mario Kart.
I don't have one of those.
Well, whose fault is that?
Yours, because you never buy me.
Oh. I ain't your man.
He buys the other thing.
No. Yeah, no. I'm good.
Justine, you better send us a picture. That sounds so good right now. I'm sitting here in front of it.
I actually, when I'm at the grocery store, just in general, I'll usually grab just a couple ramen packages because I will, just for shits and giggles, if I need an easy food night, I will
like
just
to put-
stir fry some stuff.
I like to put pepper jack cheese in mine.
Oh, I see. I can't put cheese in my ramen.
I love it.
I can't do it. I draw the line at weird cheese and Asian food.
Oh, I love it.
Can't do it. Can't do it. No. Mm-mm. No.
Not like white people.
No, I can't.
But it's still good.
No.
If I showed you how I made it, I don't just put the cheese on top and call it a day. I have seen that where people are like, "Oh, you like it?" I'm like, Just for not eating it the way you think it should be.
Yeah.
Yes. Ramen's that like.
You can do more with ramen than you think, and I'm not
I
talking
like
about
to put
this.
mine on
Like,
a salad.
there's like
You crush it up.
with a chunk of ramen. Yeah, like the whole ramen burger thing. I'm not a fan. I'm not.
What?
You haven't seen that? It's like a fucking trend now, where you have like the packages of ramen, where as like the bun, and it's like they cook them and then they fry them, and then you put the burger. I mean, I'm like, there's some things I draw the line at some weird shit. Like,
That looks like hash browns.
nope, it's ramen.
It only takes 20 minutes to make, according to one of the recipes.
Yes,
It takes an
I can't.
hour, 45 minutes.
You're cooking your meat for too long, y'all. Ah! Like, I can't. I draw the line. There are some things I can't do. Just I cannot.
Also, I would say take a look at. I know that there's not a lot of meat that is left over.
Okay.
In the stores, but I would say take a look at the meat, and if it looks decent, prepare like 4 or 5 meals and freeze like 2 of them, because people are not thinking. They're thinking, oh, I gotta cook the meal that day, eat it. But I
always freeze my shit because it's just me. So I just
when we had
get a
6 motherfuckers in
Yeah.
here. I was cooking things, and then we're not gonna eat this one today.
I think last month or something, Fry's had like the big old rack of ribs for like
Yes.
99 cents a pound. So I got a massive thing. It lasted me. I just ate the last couple ribs just the other day. Like it stretched. I think because I cut them and then put them in freezer bags.
And y'all that don't
it was
eat
like
leftovers,
5.
y'all that don't eat leftovers,
portion.
you're gonna learn real hard the hard way that
Not if you get shit and portion it, right? That's why I only had one chicken breast for dinner.
I mean, that's why you just
Like, I got 2 pounds of ground pork beef mixture and divided it up and put it in freezer bags and froze
so many
it.
things you can make with that.
So all I have to do is unfreeze 1 bag at a time, which is enough for me. I don't have to go overboard.
Even when we're not on self-sheltering or whatever the hell we're calling it, I am that person that will buy like a big thing of meat and then look in our pantry and say, well, we'll go with this.
Right.
Because my background does not allow me to think that I can just go get food in every day of the week, because that's not me.
I'm a bachelor and a hermit. I never leave my cave.
I get you. Somebody's gonna be knocking at your door.
Which, to be fair, it's going to be, the longer that this kind of goes on and the more it escalates, because this is going to get worse before it gets better. We've learned that if we've learned nothing else from watching what's happened around the rest of the world, this will get worse before it gets better, but there's no reason to panic.
Agent Orange has been professional, other than saying it's the
Chinese disease.
Yeah.
The only thing that I am slightly concerned about for myself is that I do live alone, and I am by myself, and so.
Oh my God! If you get sick.
Well, there's that, but there's also, like, I don't, like, the only interaction I will have with people will be either via, social media or, like, video chat or whatever, which is fine to an extent, but then it can be a little rough, so we shall see.
So I tested something. I think I've tested it for like the last 2 weeks, but nobody responded really on it. So I posted it in the group. We have a group with like 400 people in it, and I didn't realize that I turned it on again. I thought I left it off. But Suzette has been talking to us and wondering what's going on.
Sorry, Suzette. I don't know these things. I have no control over any
Suzette,
of this.
Because I posted it in the group as a separate video, I don't know how Facebook does this. It doesn't like run them all together. It doesn't run all the comments together. So they're separate things.
Dumbest shit ever.
My recovery is fine. I'm at a point where I think I will be able to work. Funny thing is that even if I was to go back to work next week on Monday, they're planning on locking down the place.
Right.
And I have to be back home anyway. And my husband got told this week that he will possibly be, taken out of the building and work from home. What's funny is that I always send articles and things to like my boss and say, oh, when this week here we can work from home.
Right.
And I always mention it like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we could work from home?
Oh no, but there's no way.
But no, we can't do that.
No.
What are we about to do? I'm gonna I am going to overproductively do everything that she asked me to do.
So that you can prove.
And then I'm going to be like, remember that time I was home?
And got everything done.
I'm going to be at home this week.
So if y'all like my my post-apocalyptic fashion here,
turn around to the back.
See,
show them the back.
if y'all like this look for your post-apocalyptic fashion needs, I highly recommend going to Ashley Bear. She's a fantastic costumer, and she will make you things that are practical but also pretty for when the world ends. But
oh my god, I'll talk to you about it when we get off of here.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, she could totally do what I talked about.
Yes.
Oh, he knows what I
yes.
talked about.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is perfect time to do
right?
it.
I'm just saying, if you guys, and she's an artist, she makes money off of her art. She's made a lot of my costumes.
She does wall murals.
Like she's made. Oh my god, she paints.
The last one, the Monopoly.
Isn't that cool? That was on a rec room wall for like an old folks home.
Can we raise money to fly her when the epidemic is?
I told her
that she could do our wall.
Oh my god, I would fucking love that.
I would have to live here for like 10 seasons because there's no way I would put that wall.
I already told her that whenever I buy a house, I'm gonna have her out here to paint a mural on my wall.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, she's good. She's fucking amazing.
That is cool.
She does all sorts of stuff. Like she doesn't just do like drag shit. She does.
So if you're on Facebook, Ashley Bear, like the animal, and she just recently did a wall mural at a museum.
No, that was the Monopoly one.
Yeah.
That was at an old folks home. It was their game room. But she's also painted an entire laser tag thing and like neon stuff. She's done shoes. She's done pet portraits. She's done everything you could possibly fucking imagine. And she's awesome.
I wonder if I could tag her.
You probably can.
Hold on.
But again, she's also made a lot of my costumes this year because I was outsourcing a lot because I've been busy.
That one that Freddie wears that is the passport.
My evening wear from last year, my suit with the passport stamps and things on it. She made that. She painted my. Oh, that's dumb. She painted my evening wear from when I won nationals last year.
If you're in the group, I just tagged her in the group. I can't a page cannot tag a person.
It's not letting her.
It is right there.
That's so weird. But yeah, go check her stuff out and have her make you something. Like that's how she makes her living is through art. So
Can I get a payment plan?
Go sometimes. But so go check her about that.
Whatever.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, you need to go check that out.
So let's catch up on some conversation.
Yeah.
You still have time. Let me read the comments. You go ahead and look at this real quick. What's my fault? The Thunderdome? Oh, I'm reading backwards. What in gay hell? Must be talking about the way I look. But if I was closer, you would see what I really look like. I have like veins drawn on my face, like I'm.
Yeah, but Felicia decided to set the camera 6 feet away from us.
So
I think she missed the memo. Like you can't catch it if the camera is 6 feet away. Like you have to be 6 feet away from the person. And even though,
I got social distancing from the camera. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So you want to write us some music? Will you contact Patricia Mason and tell her that you are interested in getting us music because she's supposed to be working on music.
But she keeps saying that, but she's been saying that for like 8 seasons. So
I'm
first person to write us something wins. How about that?
We can have an intro. I am qualified to make intros. I just don't have any music that goes with it. I could make the music, but you wouldn't watch the intro.
No, that's correct.
And I can't use copyrighted material because we would get shut off.
Right.
Here we go.
Which is how I'm curious to see what people are doing. All the people that are doing like live drag shows. I'm like, Facebook's gonna censor you in a heartbeat. Real quick.
Roman said he wasn't born yet in 1937, I'm assuming. Thunderdome, it's my fault. What are we talking about? We're talking about everything and everything.
Oh,
Yes.
that was
Yes.
back. We got that.
Yes, Brooklyn.
We got you.
appreciate
We got you.
Suzette, hello, Sweet Republic. Oh,
No, Sweet Republic. Everything's closed. Can't get fucking Sweet Republic. There go my fucking ice cream dates.
can we get it? Oh well, that will be too far from my house. I was gonna say, can I order on Uber Eats? But by the time it gets over here,
Well, they put it in a little thing, but
by the time it
it's
gets
not.
over
It's
here,
not
it'll
the
just be-
same. It's like gonna be. Yeah, it won't be
It does
the
not
same.
travel well.
No, it's ice cream.
Fuck that. I saw that fucking bullshit. Smallpox, scarlet fever was the disease that we got over here. Yes, Scotty and my family just left without me. Couldn't do it tomorrow because I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Why would you do it tomorrow?
I'm available all day.
No.
But we leave at like 8 o'clock at night. Shady. Shady bitches. My recovery is fine. I feel better, without going into detail. And the only thing, because my fistula was under my tailbone, I get...
As it should be. So you're gonna put a fistula.
Could have put it like on the side of my butt cheek or something. It was horrible.
On an arm, maybe, next time.
But it's right under my tailbone, so every time, like when you're healing, your body like is doing things, rebuilding and all that bullshit, and so I get like, that's to describe them, growing pains every once in a while, and so like because it's under my tailbone, which means like the muscle like hits the tailbone, it goes up my back.
Oh, that is not.
So this is why we are sitting on. You see how soft this is?
Yeah, that's why we are out on the couch.
I
And
could
not
not
in
be
our usual
sitting.
room.
And the doctor's orders. I can't sit on the donut because I have to wait for it to heal. Because the donut
because of the way that
is what relieved the pressure from it slamming on the fistula. But now it's healing, and what it would do is
separate.
so basically my cheeks would separate, and I would have the skin growing like balls, and then I have to go back and get surgery, y'all.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, now's a good time.
Grow balls on my back.
I mean,
Some people are into it.
you never know. Your
Next thing I'll be posting is my OnlyFans, so you can see my extra balls. Gabe says coronavirus didn't come around until we made broom stand up.
I never made my broom stand up, so not my fault.
I didn't do that. You love the apocalyptic looks. I can spell it, I just can't say it. Thank you.
Well,
I will take a selfie.
We're prepared
so you can see my face.
for all the things, because you never know. Fight zombies and look good doing it. Hey, what's up?
Jenna Dewan
That was when we did the thing.
was married to. Oh, her.
I still don't know who that is, and I don't follow who the fuck Channing Tatum.
Magic Mike.
Tatum. I know, but I don't follow who the fuck he was.
Who's
married
now
to.
dating Jessie J. I only know that because I follow Jessie J. I don't follow Channing Tatum.
I don't care.
He's not into pop culture.
I'm not. It's terrible.
Butter chicken looked. Oh, your
That
butter
my
chicken's
butter chicken.
online?
Yeah, I posted the picture. Did you not see? Would you like to see a picture?
Yeah, I like to have
Let
it in
me show you.
person.
I'll show you a picture
But-
so you can see.
I agree, no cheese and ramen. Yes. Look, don't come for me.
See, there's my butter chicken with a
You
small.
always take such good pictures.
It's because my phone.
It's because you're a photographer.
I am a photographer. You know how I know? I have a phone with a camera.
Ooh, I got a story, but I can't say it. Somebody hit me up on Facebook saying they were going to take pictures of me. And I was like, oh, really? Well, you don't have to pay for them. I said, oh, what kind of camera do you have? I've never worked with you. They were going to take pictures with their phone.
Oh,
Shady. Locked.
I have some interesting photographer stories as well.
Shut up. My work.
Oh.
Suzette, if your work is doing a trial run, you do the hell out of your work. Make that productivity go up.
Bear, we tagged you because I was talking about you. And we need people to be able to
We're
find
trying
you.
to commission you some work,
That's why we tagged you.
and I will be in touch with you to commission some work.
I would also like a percentage of anybody that gets work from you. That's when they mention.
Oh, so they pay off your stuff?
Right. They mention let's have a Fefe. Then I would like the. Listen. If you know,
hold on.
It's like a.
If she starts
like
doing costumes for the both of us, I will
fee.
say her name
It's like
until I am
fee.
blue in the face.
Like a
I will
fee.
wear a costume. Ask Marissa.
There you go.
I'll wear.
Just start wearing stuff that.
I do
makes
photo
sense,
shoots
you know.
in the wigs. I'll wear your costumes. Commission away. Freddie gets nothing. Oh, I'm here. I'm here for you.
God damn it! I lied. All of her stuff is complete shit.
Jesse, it's okay. Jesse, it's okay. I liked your post the other day. Was that the other day? Or was it yesterday? The only thing about being home, and it's only been a week for me, is that I'm losing track of the day.
Yes, that totally happens.
I have to keep looking at my phone to see what day it is.
You know, that happened to me the other day. I
could not relate
lost.
to this because I'm like, I always send you a message like every day.
I know.
And if I start talking about the show, that usually means like Wednesday.
Yeah, there's been a couple of days when I've been so off on like everything. It's a little weird, little crazy, but it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Ricky.
I have looked at. Oh, Ricky looked good in drag for the pageant.
Oh, you saw that?
Mm-hmm.
I was there in person. Didn't realize that was him first. Then I did.
Oh.
I was busy. I was dealing with all sorts of shit. Like.
You like who?
Oh, that reminds me. The Pride pageant. Congratulations to our new winners.
Oh yeah, Tara Marie and Owen Parker.
Yeah.
What does he say? The post regarding nationals drama or other drama. It wasn't about drama, I don't think. I think it was about space and you dealing with things, if I'm correct.
What?
Jesse, he said
what
the
about
post regarding nationals drama or other drama.
Which? I'm so confused.
Jesse said that.
I know, I'm confused.
Because I said I liked the post that he posted the other day.
Oh.
But I don't think it was the one about nationals.
I don't know.
I'd rather not speak on that topic at this moment.
Hey, on the plus side, whenever it gets rescheduled, you might actually be able to go this time.
Yeah. Whenever it's scheduled.
Right. We don't know yet. Well, fine.
And if I'm working from home, it doesn't matter where I am.
Yeah. I don't know.
I will go back and I liked it. I know that. I've been taking pain meds.
Doesn't know what
I've been taking pain meds. Don't ask me stuff. Ooh, the pain. Okay. Oh, I got a rant. Do we have time for a rant?
Do it. Let's talk about.
I mean, people are home anyway.
Right, where we're gonna go.
So, what I am about to say is, I know that healthcare professionals are on the line for corona, or COVID. I know. I appreciate them. I know. But what I experienced on Wednesday, I want to punch a health professional in the face. First things first.
I'm the realist.
When I call before my appointment to ask questions, don't dismiss me. Don't say you're going to call me back, but never call me back, because I will call back in an hour or less if you don't call me back. Because I have questions about my surgery. We'll call you back. Let me reach through the phone, slap you up. If I didn't need to do this, I would have said, you know what, fuck it, cancel it. Fuck it, cancel it. Fuck it. So, yeah. 3 days up until I was calling every day to ask questions. Do I need this? Do I need that? Secondly, don't call me a week before my surgery and tell me how much it cost.
Oh! That should have been taken care of.
My biggest complaint is that I didn't get a call until exactly a week before I was supposed to go in. I have an HSA, but what if I didn't have enough money on it to fit that bill?
Has your HSA
I haven't hit my deductible yet.
has it taken a hit? Has any money disappeared from it?
I had to pay when I went in.
I meant and all this shit.
No, I don't have any investments in mine.
Oh, well, that's good.
What was that?
I saw that. That was freaky. What the fuck was that?
Paranormal.
And it only happened on the one screen.
Oh,
What the fuck?
it's because maybe a health care professional is in here. Spirits. Spirits. Okay, so let's just say they did call me back. They didn't. I go there. I said, okay, so I talked to so and so. I'm gonna set up a payment plan because I only get, and I didn't know how much the meds cost with my insurance, all this stuff. And so the lady says, okay, we can set up a payment plan.
I can't do that. I have hair.
And then so she proceeds to, I sign all this paperwork. And then they ask you, before you go into surgery, do you have a living will or a estate? Bitch, what? We can offer you one before you go in. Bitch, what? What?
That's a standard procedure.
I already have the fear of being here.
That's a standard question when you're going.
But ask me on the phone. Don't do that when I am sitting there. You know me.
You would have been stressing.
I was already
I totally get that.
cold hands, wet.
Usually, if they ask like the times that I've gone in and
I'm like, what kind of
they
procedure
ask me
is
if I
that?
have like a living will, and I'm like, no, I don't have anything. I don't have anybody, so it don't matter. Just throw it all out.
I mean,
Give Felicia my dogs.
I'm like, oh my god. So I said, no, I'm not gonna. She said,
Hey D, you're late.
oh, well, just in time for my van. So I go back there. Those nurses in the back were incredible, explaining everything that was going to happen to me, how it was going to go, how long the procedure was going to last, and how my discharge papers were going to work. Lovely. That's what I've been asking for 2 weeks. And the nurses could not believe my mouth when I was like, I called here 2 weeks ago asking the same exact thing that you just told me. They couldn't tell me any of that or call me back. So, I'm not done with my rant.
Oh.
So after the surgery, I felt fine. Walked in the house. I thought I was going to be like impaired, but I wasn't. Good. The anesthesia lasted a while. I'm good for that. But my payments were supposed to be sent to my pharmacy, which is not even a block away, before I left. Before I left, they were supposed to be there. So, I'm laying up in the bed, thinking, okay, this is good. And then I start to feel the anesthesia wear off. Pharmacy hasn't gotten it. We're going back and forth, back and forth. I called over there. I'm like, oh Lord. So, luckily for me, I think I'm a little more privileged than most because I have a leave. I have everything. He's not swatting at me. I don't.
There's a bug. There was a bug. It was flying.
But luckily for me, I have the means to get other things if I needed to. But I had to leave, and that's what I had to. Because, like I explained, pain running up your tailbone to your back.
Well, that's where all your nerves are, so that can't be.
It's not
comfortable.
A comfortable feeling. And everywhere else it hurt. So I had Scott call the pharmacy, do this, do that. They were going back, we'll call you back, never calling back. Call back an hour, never calling back. We just sent it. No, you didn't. Just called the pharmacy. You didn't do that.
Stop lying to me.
So I went the whole first day after my surgery of just a leave.
No.
If a leave wants to sponsor me, I will sign today. Because a leave is what got me through the first day. Then the next morning, whoever the sweetheart was that replaced the bitch.
Yeah. So you just had to wait till shift change.
I was like, thank God it's another bitch. Oh, I was like, I can't do another day of this. She goes, okay, hold on. Her voice was soft and
It's because she knew you were going to kill somebody.
I said, I don't know what I gotta do, but I am in so much pain. And, at first they weren't calling back. And so Scott called and he said, he's in excruciating pain. And I'm like, bitch, if they don't come through, I'm gonna tell you to get the car and we're gonna drive to these motherfuckers. And I'm gonna ride up in there and be like, give me my money back. You didn't do shit. I'm in pain. I'm dying. Give me my pills. Get out of here. So, anyway, the sweet lady was trying to find my prescription. So she was in the middle of it. She was honest. Huh. Anyway, and she calls back.
Oh, no.
Out of the 3 weeks I've been calling, she's the only one that called me back. I need to find this lady and her name, because she deserves a gold star. She don't deserve to be working there. So I finally got my pain meds on Thursday, or Friday, after, 24 hours of being in pain. So, what I go back to is, if you are in the healthcare field, and I know that you're dealing with a lot of people right now, I commend you for your job. But I also want you to find, in the deepest of your heart, to find the strength to be the nicest customer service person you have ever felt to be in your life. Especially,
there are people that are going to be calling that have legitimate issues. They need to get their medication. They need to get whatever it is.
But what if I didn't have? Well, they automatically knew that I had insurance. But what if I didn't have that money? What if I couldn't do the payments? What if I couldn't handle all this? What would they have done? They would have just said, no, you can't get the surgery.
Probably.
Oh,
They
I'm
would've
sorry.
postponed
We're gonna
it.
have to cancel it.
They would have.
Oh, okay.
They would have.
Well, I just took all this time off work.
They totally would have, because that's how that works. They would have we'll have to reschedule.
I would like to be better informed. I have not gone on Google reviews. If you know me, I write descriptive Google reviews. You don't see my name, but you know who I am. Especially if you piss me off in a specific kind of way, you will know. You'll be like, oh shit. But I told my husband I need to get my pain pills first before I start talking shit to them. So I'm starting to heal up. I'll call back, talk shit about them, and tell them about them. So
actually, kind of along those same lines, I would like to remind people that even though we are practicing social distancing, and I know a lot of folks their routines have been changed up now, if they're working from home or if their schedules have been changed. But remember to take your meds, whatever your regular medications are, because I know when your routine gets thrown off, sometimes that can suffer. But remember to take your meds. Remember to take your hormones when appropriate. Remember to take your PrEP if you are on it. Regardless of whether or not you are sexually active right now or whatever.
Did
It
you take
doesn't matter.
antidepressants?
If you take antidepressants, any regular medications that you have, heart medication, diabetes medication, anything that you take regularly, make sure that you still stay on top of that. It'll help with your routine, first of all. It'll help give you a sort of a sense of normalcy. And it'll make sure that you don't have any weird fluctuations in levels, because that can really throw you off. And right now, with social distancing and with some folks being a little more isolated than usual, depression is 100% going to be hitting hard. And if you don't keep up with your medications, that can compound and add to any sort of depression that you may be feeling. So make sure that you are taking your meds as directed and appropriately, and that will, like I said, that'll help with whatever new routine it is that you are currently dealing with at the moment. it.
A big thing for me, and for me, it will be okay, I think. But mentally, even if you are working from home, I still think that you need to check in with yourself and check in with others. If you are seeing a psychiatrist or any mental health professional, I would like for you to ask if they have teleconferencing, whether it's over the phone or whether it's over, a video chat.
There are so many programs available.
If it's with the person that you feel comfortable with, like if it's a doctor that you specifically talk to and they know your history, because this is my one thing I don't like, explaining myself over and over. Especially if I'm in a situation where they're like, okay, why are you here? And you're like, they sent my pain pit. No.
Right.
But please see if your mental health professional is available for teleconferencing.
A lot of doctors even now have like teleconferencing type of things, like regular doctors, medical doctors. So if there's any issues, a lot of them will have a teleconference. Like
trust me, these doctors are not going to be able to see people for weeks. They will be listening for any opportunity. I mean this with a sincere heart. They will be finding opportunities to be in touch with their clientele because they will be.
Things are going to be really
bearing
easy.
down.
Right. And also don't, if you don't need a doctor, don't go to you know what I mean? Like it's
coronavirus.
It's don't take up space that needs to be taken up by people that actually need it. Like if you have a hangnail, just get a fucking Band-Aid.
I can't get my nails done for a week.
Oh my god.
But I got them done before the surgery though.
Oh, thank God, because
they were hanging on by
Jesus.
the end of my nails.
But make sure you guys are all checking in if you are practicing.
Suzette's her doctor's appointment this morning was.
There you go.
On the phone.
If you guys are practicing like the self-sheltering, or if you are like symptomatic and people are you've been told to basically quarantine yourself, or whatever it is, if you are feeling isolated in any way, make sure that you reach out to folks. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, reach out to people that you're close to. Video chat with between Facebook Messenger, FaceTime, Skype, Duo. There's all these different things now. And
I just want to say, make sure you take good mental care of yourself.
It's going to be very important, especially
because
the next
we
coming
are
weeks.
social beings. Yes. Even if you're
and add me on the Switch. Let's play Mario Kart.
Even if you maybe message him, figure out what time you're.
I'm just saying.
Available, because it sounds like.
And Super Smash Brothers, which I'm total shit at, but I'll play it with you anyway. I have to say it.
Sorry.
You can laugh at how bad I am.
Oh, that's laughing is.
Right? It's just because I'm terrible. I don't know how to fucking do anything. I just sit there and push the buttons a lot, and then if something happens, then something happens. So it'd be like playing Super Smash Brothers with your grandpa.
And dad jokes to come with it.
And there will be dad jokes. I'm just saying. If anyone in the Phoenix area needs
toilet paper.
I don't have a lot of that. But if you need any kind of food or non-perishables or anything like that, please reach out. I do have some excess of stuff.
Some of the feeding programs are feeding everyone.
Right.
I don't know which ones.
It's just me. So if I have extra of whatever, mind you, I'm not hoarding anything. But if I have extra of whatever,
he's stingy though. He don't bring chicken breasts over.
Correct. You're whatever I have. If you need something, please let me know. If there's anything that I can help with, if anybody needs, an errand run, or if you need me to go get something for you, please let me know. I don't go anywhere very often. I work from home and I live alone, so I'm at a very low risk.
He's very socially distanced.
I am. I totally am. Like I really am.
Before this even happened.
Like this is true. That's why this is pretty much business as usual for me. But it also puts me in a great position to be able to help folks if needed. So, not
Oh.
having roommates, not having kids, not having anything like that, and, with having minimal contact with the
What I
general
was gonna
public.
ask is if anybody has a health concern where they need to have disinfectant, please let me know. Somebody asked me that. Was it yesterday? I don't know what day. But we can work on finding resources to get you, because there are resources
Mhm.
that can be used to get not for y'all that live day to day and just want to wipe things
No,
down.
like legitimate
Clorox
health
wipes.
concerns. If you are immunocompromised, if you are HIV positive, if
Because
you
I
have
know one person said
cancer,
they have autoimmune.
right, if you have any sort of an autoimmune disorder, anything like that, not just
Because one thing I can tell you is that if you're going through like chemo and radiation, you need clean. So I advise that for everybody. But if you are like health depends on it and you need it, wow, we just dropped to 0 in no time. Does anybody hear me? Why did that drop like that? Anyway, if you can't hear me or see me, I'm just letting you know. Oh, maybe I'll repeat myself when I come back.
Here we go. There we go.
So I said, if you have a
legitimate health issue,
yes, where you need things wiped down, cleaned. There are also cleaning companies. Please be on the lookout. I don't know for all areas. Don't ask me that. I did see a couple of people in some groups that were listing their services for like $25 for a whole house for people that are legitimately needing disinfectant of their house, because I mean, even if the smallest particles bother you, then it needs to be taken care of.
Right.
So hi Nevaeh Sweetness.
Well, let's see. What time is
And
it? It is almost
DJ
9:30. We
Image.
should probably start
I
winding
probably
down
should take a picture
because
so people can see my face, so they don't think I'm from a distance, a clown.
you kind of I was kind of. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so let's see. Can I read it from? Oh, it closed.
That's
Okay. But
there we go.
I hope that this turns around really quickly. I hope that if you're able to work from home, that you take advantage of all the possibilities.
And also, don't forget, if you're one of the people that have been laid off, almost every grocery store chain now is hiring. So is Amazon. So is Costco. They're like a massive push with everything, and even if it's only temporary, it's still something.
That's a job.
I highly encourage going out. It may be shit work, but you know what? At least it's something, and it'll get you through all of this bullshit. So definitely go and hit up all the grocery stores and everything, and they're looking for people.
And
so
also
get in there.
What are other things that ship to your house? Pharmaceutical companies that do ship to home, or I don't know what it's called.
DoorDash, Uber Eats are still.
Well, there's pharmaceutical companies that are looking for people to work in the call centers because the medications will go up, because you know why? You can't go to your pharmacy if they shut the pharmacy down. People are going to have things shipped to their house where it's just sitting in your mailbox and nobody has to talk to you. You don't have to touch it.
In fact, if anybody, I don't know, I have to check. CVS might be hiring, but we have numerous call centers in Phoenix that deal with like specialty
My
and
family's
stuff like that. So if anybody would like to,
Did you leave the other two?
Yeah.
if anybody would like to apply at CVS, if any of the, if you look online and any of the call centers at CVS are hiring, let me know, and I can, if you use my name as a referral, you can get bumped to the top. Employee referrals always get bumped to the top of the list. So that is also an option. I haven't looked, I don't know if we're hiring, but it's healthcare. I mean, we're usually hiring for like for the call center stuff. We're almost always hiring. So
jobs.
There you go, guys.
anyway, please be safe out there, guys. Please take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. If you need something, please reach out. Like I said,
And we have to go through the usuals. We're brought to you by Wigs of a Kind. You can find them on Facebook. Marissa is in here somewhere. She was.
She was.
Uh,
Weeks of kindness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Though you can't see me from far away.
Yeah.
You can see my hair though.
You can kind of see mine's like the swoopy whoop.
Special thanks to Brandon, Leanne, Carrie and Corey, Casey Starr, Patricia Mason, Allison, and Joan for supporting us on Patreon. You can support us on patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe. You can also
throw a couple bucks.
support us on PayPal at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe.
Hey.
And it takes you right to the, no games. You don't have to like log in to PayPal. You just go there and you click.
Yep.
It just send that money. Hi Marissa, we're tiny. And that wig that's in that
it looks like an elf's hat.
Yes.
that graphic is
Also in Marissa Wig.
mhm.
Yes.
Be sure to like this episode, subscribe, and share it with all your friends, enemies, and Trump supporters who like to call things the Kung Flu. You can subscribe to us as a podcast and listen to us while you're in quarantine, self-sheltering, and looking for toilet paper in the store. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also find us here on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you to all that watched us live and watched us on the replay.
And we will be back next week.
Yeah.
Probably a little more structured. This was sort of a last minute.
Yesterday, I was like,
right.
oh, hell no.
So next week we'll probably be back to our sort of regular sort of scheduled thing, especially since I won't be gone. So there's that.
No, you're not